चलो, so our chapter grade 9 is number system, right? We don't call it real numbers. Real numbers is grade 10. Somehow I get it confused. Number system. Okay. First thing. Are we fine with? I'm writing. If you have any doubt, you let me know in these three: natural, whole, three integers. Till here, does anyone have any doubt? Natural numbers are all naturally counting numbers starting from 1 till infinity. Okay. Natural numbers begin from 1, 2 and go on up till infinity. Whole numbers are the set of natural numbers including 0. So it will be 0, 1, 2 and they go on up till infinity. Integers are the set of numbers which are from negative infinity dot dot dot, say negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. 0 is also an integer, okay? And then it goes to 1, 2, 3 dot 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 up till positive infinity. A 2.5 or a negative 2.5 does not qualify as an integer. So if you ask me, integers are what? Natural numbers, mirror images, including 0. Again, decimals doesn't come in natural number, doesn't come in whole. Whole mein to aata nahi, whole number, pura number. Whole number as well as in integers. 0 does come. Our job starts after this, which is rational numbers. Okay, rational numbers. So rational numbers is a number which can be expressed in the form of p by q, where both p and q belong to the integer family. However, q can never be 0. That is, ऊपर और नीचे दोनों integers रहेंगे. 2.5 by 10 is not a rational number unless and until you strike out the decimal. You have to strike out the decimal. You have to have an integer on top. You have to. Suppose somebody tells me that, is this a rational number? We can make it a rational number, but right now this is not a rational number. For it to be a rational number, ये भी integer होना चाहिए, ये भी integer होना चाहिए, and नीचे 0 नहीं हो सकता है. अच्छा, कब ऊपर 0 हो सकता है? Some of the things. 5 is a rational number, yes, because 5 comes with its own seed. Negative 5 is a rational number, yes. So 0 upon 5 is a rational number, perfectly. And 5 upon 0 is a rational number, no. Niche, anyone which is 0, in the language of mathematics, we call it indeterminate. You cannot determine that number. It's called indeterminate form. Okay? Itna clear ho gaya? Rational numbers tak leke. So, one of the queries that out here at this stage, which I'll be writing with green, आप भी ये points लिखते जाइए, like number system, ये आपको आना चाहिए. Then at this stage, a type of a question which, if you are lucky, can come to you is find, say, blah blah x numbers of rational number between blah blah and blah. Between two numbers, you have been asked to find rational numbers. This is typically a grade 8 problem. नहीं आएगा, आ गया तो आ गया, निकाल सकते हैं. There are two ways of finding. Either you convert them as equivalent fractions, stretch them and start finding. Let's say somebody tells you, आता है कि नहीं ये करना? Say somebody tells you between 3 by 5 and say between 4 by 5, find 10 rational numbers. Then आपको elastic से खींचना पड़ेगा. इसको 50 by 10 by 10 कर दो, इसको 10 by 10 कर दो, they'll become big. Another way can be add these two numbers, divide by 2. There will always be a midpoint between two numbers. Are you familiar with this? What I tried to say is that if you add two numbers, okay, that also will give you a rational number. You add these two and divide by these two. So you get a rational number here. Possible. Again, you add these two numbers and divide by 2. You get a rational number here. Always possible. LCL plus UCL divided by 2, class mark. वही वाला पंडा. Again, add these two numbers and divide by 2. Possible. अभी हमने ये सेट तो छुआ ही नहीं है. इस सेट से भी जा सकते हैं. Got the idea? Between two numbers, you add the two numbers and divide by 2, you get a midpoint. Then midpoint and either extreme left or right, add and divide by 2. So that also works. हालांकि मुझे नहीं लगता ये question, this is grade 8 stuff, आपको कोई देगा. लेकिन देने से भी आपको आना चाहिए. Tell me बच्चा, till here anyone has any doubt in this chapter? No, very good. क्या हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं? Can we go ahead? Okay, चलते हैं आगे on this chapter, and our next topic will be our next topic is the topic of discussion, which is यहाँ से importance शुरू हो जाता है chapter का, irrational numbers. Irrational numbers. Okay, now since we know many things, first we will say what are irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are numbers which are non-terminating and non-repeating. Irrational numbers are numbers whose decimals are non-terminating and non-repeating. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Let's take, say for example, something called 10 by 3, then we get it as 3.3333, and it goes on continuing, and we write it as 3.3 bar. Okay, where do we put the bar? We put the bar on the digits which are continuously repeating, mind you. और जितने डिजिट रिपीट करते हैं उसको हम कहते हैं उसका पीरियड, राइट? सो इसका पीरियड कितना है? इसका पीरियड है 1 डिजिट इज ओनली गोइंग ऑन रिपीटिंग, राइट? सो क्या ये चीज है? इसको मैं क्या बोलूंगा? इसको मैं बोलूंगा नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग, बट इट इज अ रिपीटिंग डेसिमल। इरेशनल ये नहीं है, इरेशनल है नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग नॉन रिपीटिंग। जैसे 22/7, इसको हम करेंगे तो 3.1486 करके जाते ही रहेगा, and it will neither terminate nor it will repeat. ऐसे numbers को हम कहते हैं, we call them as irrational numbers. A perfect definition of irrational number is the square root of a non-perfect square. Non-perfect square. अच्छा बच्चा, what is a perfect square? A perfect square is a number whose root will always be a integer. Be very careful. Now you're grown up. Now we have to be mathematical in our saying. 25, is it a perfect square? Yes, because the root of 25 yields me plus minus 5, both being integers. Don't say natural numbers. Perfect square वो होता है जिसका रूट आपको इंटीजर्स देता है, प्लस भी इंटीजर है, 5 भी। नॉन परफेक्ट स्क्वायर वो नंबर है जो आपको इंटीजर्स नहीं देता है। एनी नॉन परफेक्ट स्क्वायर्स, इफ यू सी द रूट विल ऑलवेज बी अ इरेशनल नंबर। जैसे नॉन परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, सम ऑफ द एग्जांपल्स like 2 is a non, अब चलते जाइए, 2 नॉन परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, उसके बाद कौन आता है? 3 नॉन परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, 4 is a perfect square, 5 नॉन परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, फिर 6 नॉन परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, 7 नॉन परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, 8, फिर 9 नहीं आएगा, 10। इन सब नंबरों के अगर आप रूट बनाएंगे तो आपको क्या मिलने वाला है? इरेशनल नंबर्स। और एक और चीज होता है, द प्राइम नंबर्स। जो प्राइम नंबर्स हैं उनके रूट तो 100% इरेशनल होगा। देखो ये प्राइम नंबर है, ये प्राइम नंबर है, ये प्राइम है, ये प्राइम है, इनके रूट्स will always be irrational number. What are prime numbers? Prime numbers are those numbers which do not have any other factor either than themselves or 1. Prime numbers have no other factor. 2 के फैक्टर क्या क्या है? 2 खुद and 1, right? Composite numbers are not. लेकिन ये एक composite number है। 10 is a composite number composed of 2 numbers, 2 and 5. बट 10 इज अ नॉन परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, तो इसका रूट भी इरेशनल नंबर होएगा। कभी कभी ऐसे यहाँ पे कॉन्सेप्ट क्यों क्लियर चाहिए? अ लॉट ऑफ ट्रू और फॉल्स, फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स, और 1 मार्क क्वेश्चन में कम आउट फ्रॉम हियर। इफ यू गो टू द एमसीक्यू पेपर ऑफ कुमार स्वामी सर व्हिच आई हैव शेयर्ड विद यू, इन दैट यू विल सी मेनी क्वेश्चंस आर विद दिस नॉलेज ओनली। एक मार्क के। कट गया दुख नहीं होता है, ज्यादा कट गया बहुत दुख होता है, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू गेट एनी स्टेप मार्क फॉर एन एमसीक्यू, माइंड यू। MCQ is a go or a no go. Either you get 1 or you get 0. Whereas in other problems, if you do some mistake also, you have the benefit of getting a step marking depending upon the benevolence or kindness of the teacher. But इसमें कुछ नहीं है, इसमें लड्डू ही मिलेगा। Really in exam it doesn't come. That is plot on number line. Now when you are saying plot on number line, these will be not any era numbers, not decimal numbers or something. These are the numbers which are root 2, root 3 or root 5. If they give you root 2, then this is a sure shot full marks question which should be there. We just use Pythagoras theorem to prove it. 1, 1, and then we go by the decimal, that we will see later. Anything, say any other numbers root, if they go, that we'll see later. Okay, I'm not going deep into how to do this. I hope you know. The way we do it is very simple. Draw a number line. Suppose you have to do root 2. You take a 0. you mark 1 और फिर 1 से another 1 ले लो. Now apply Pythagoras theorem. This hypotenuse has to be √2 और इसको सर्कल बना के आप जहां भी पेश करेंगे इस साइड √2 आएगा, उस साइड -√2. This will be √2, this will be negative of √2. कभी कभी टीचर अगर has to take grudge, they'll say plot negative √2. उस टाइम पे पूरा सर्कल बना देना, इस साइड वाला negative √2, इस साइड वाला √2. And √3 you cannot proceed unless and until you have √2 with you. Then only √3 can be proceeded. ठीक है? हाँ, now you have to go again one from here and again do. So देने से ये देगा. There's no point in giving these because these will fetch higher marks question, and the teacher has choice of many other questions to put as higher mark questions, like questions like from mensuration and all can come. Why polynomials? Yeah, why should they give from here? So plot on number line is one type of question that we get. Again, as I'm saying, go back home, at least plot one number line question. Agar nahi hua, then you again have a Tuesday and a Wednesday, you'll show your face again to me. Use these 2 dates to bring up your queries of maths. Of course, if you are doing maths. If you are not doing, then there won't be any query. There won't be any query also does not mean he is not doing. Maybe he or she is fine with this chapter, but do not procrastinate. Okay, so plotting on number line ho gaya. Next aata hai ek, now these are all questions which I'm writing on green. Next another question may come, decimal expansion. Decimal expansion up to 2 digits or up to 3 digits. Very probable question for 2 marks or 1 mark. Laborious question. They may give a number and ask you to show decimal expansion up to 3 digits. डिवाइड करो बैठ के, आएगा ना, हो जाएगा. तो डिवाइड करना आता है कि नहीं? दिस इज लाइक क्लास 4 प्रॉब्लम. दिस ओनली डिवीजन and little bit of twisting they might do, that show the decimal expansion, and if there is any periodicity predict it. तो कभी कभी क्या होगा, if there is any periodicity, पहला नंबर पे periodicity नहीं आया, दूसरा तीसरे के बाद like if your bad luck is bad, the number is like 3.2, then 4. So 3.24 करके आप छोड़ दिया, एक और करके देख लो 4. Generally नहीं करते. There nobody will try to, but there are enough practice questions in that booklet. If you do from there also, it is more than enough. Decimal expansion में then another theory part that comes up is the question about terminating. Keep this knowledge, whether in book or not, terminating or non-terminating decimal. Non-terminating. Given a rational number, okay, given a rational number in the form of p by q, where you know that p and q belong to the integer family, q cannot be equal to 0. आपको क्या प्रूफ करना है? If you can show q as 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, अगर ये फॉर्मेट में आप लिख सकते हो, where m and n are what? M and n are whole numbers. ठीक है, m and n are whole numbers, then this rational number will terminate. Like say, for example, a number which is 13 by 8. They have asked me, the question will come like this. Earlier it used to come in grade 10. Without actual division, prove that this decimal terminates. तो इस decimal को हम क्या लिख सकते हैं? Yeah, 2 to the power 3 into 5 to the power 0. क्या आपने इसको 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n format में लिखा? Yes. That means this number has to terminate. This is another type of question. ये सब, this chapter will be bugging you, I'll tell you, for MCQs and some 3-marker question which will be involving exponents or surds that rationalize, or something like, although we'll come to it, like a number will be given, find it in the form of a plus b √3, and this side they'll get something, find the value of a and b. तुम्हारा प्यारा प्रॉब्लम याद है? ये प्रॉब्लम आ सकता है, rationalize आ सकता है, and exponents. Those qualify usually for the 3 markers. But however, these are going to be paining you in MCQ. So in this chapter, do not leave questions of MCQ. Do not leave at all. This type is another one. Terminating or non-terminating. So decimal expansion, then this, and Then comes our favorite question, which is very likely for a 3 mark. Express our Angad's favorite question. Express in P by Q format. Have you understood? Express in P by Q format. So what do we do in these questions? याद है किसी को? Anyone remembers? Let x equal to whatever it is 2.33 bar. Now 2.33 bar means this is something wrong. I should not write 2.33 bar. You can write 2.3 bar. So 2.36 bar. What is the periodicity? So we will multiply with 100 on both sides. Always multiply it with the periodicity. बस उसके बाद then you subtract one from the other equation and then you get the format of P. If you still think there is any problem, use R.S. Agarwal only when you, right now I will say don't even do R.S. Agarwal. Use R.S. Agarwal if your fundamental is lacking, just to check. Suppose you feel, no, if sir is working out also, I'm not understanding, but I need to do the problem today. Our next class is on Tuesday and I need book R.S. Agarwal देख लो कैसे एक problem को करता है, then go and do it. Don't get lost in R.S. Agarwal or R.D. Sharma. Do the question paper. Okay, over preparedness is also garbadi. So far okay, ये हो गया. So what type of questions so far we saw? Find rational numbers. कोई देगा नहीं आपको. Then और एक type of question papers हमने क्या देखा? Plotting on number line. Then we got decimal expansion. Then we got express as a rational number. Then our next type of question. Again question. Another type of question we will get. Find an irrational number. Yeah, between, देखो कितना सुंदर होता है revision. Between this and this, right? ऐसा नंबरों में this number में बार रह सकता है, means this may not be rational, this may irrational दिखाने के लिए, जैसे आपको कोई कहता है, जैसे somebody says 3.3 bar and 3.4 bar के बीच में irrational number दिखाओ. इससे बड़ा हो ना इससे छोटा है, सीधा लिख दो 3.312861498321, ऐसा भी तो कोई नंबर हो सकता है. Okay, do not make it 3.4 something, बीच में रहना है बस. This is this test whether you know or not. Answer is very foolish. There's nothing to copy from anyone, and I don't think any two answers will tally for any two. But it just shows whether आपके पास दिमाग है कि नहीं. And if you really want to act smart, then you can do like this: 3.301 001 0001 000001. ये भी तो rational number है. Take clear. Okay. Then we come to the next section. Again ज्ञान now. तो ये थोड़ा बता देता हूँ क्योंकि 10 में भी आपको लगेगा. Operations. Operation between rat versus erat. Rat versus erat. Rat versus erat. Number one. Rat plus or minus rat. देखो माइनस कुछ होता नहीं है according to me. There's nothing called minus. Minus is the addition of a negative. Rational if added or this with rat. Rats are always good. इरेट जो है वो वायरस होता है. It will always give you a rat. मन में शंका है. 2/3 plus 2/3 कितना हो गया? 4/3. 2/3 minus 2/3 कितना हो गया? 0. दोनों ही रैशनल है. हाँ आया. रैट अच्छा बच्चा. अच्छा. नेक्स्ट इरैट प्लस इरैट, लेकिन इसमें हम क्या लिखेंगे? प्लस माइनस दोनों लिखेंगे. यहां थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ी है. इरैट प्लस इरैट आपको इरैट भी दे सकता है या फिर रैट भी दे सकता है, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन व्हाट इज द सिनेरियो. देखो दो शैतान एक साथ मिला ना तो हो सकता है भगवान की पूजा भी कर सकता है. ठीक है. इसमें जैसे √2 एंड √2 को हम ऐड करेंगे तो हमें क्या मिलेगा? 2√2. लेकिन अगर हम √2 माइनस √2 करते हैं तो हमें 0. दिस इज इरैट एंड दिस इज रैट. तो भाई साहब प्लस एंड माइनस के सारे कॉम्बिनेशंस वी हैव सीन. देयर इज नथिंग कॉल्ड माइनस इन माय बुक. माइनस मींस लाइक कैसा नेगेटिविटी फील होता है. एवरीथिंग इज प्लस. क्लियर? plus and minus, everything is plus. So this combination is seen. Now we need to see crisscross combination, rat, and there is nothing called divide. Divide is the multiplication of the inverse. 2 divided by 3, he says, I say no, 2 into 1 by 3. Doesn't it make sense? Yes. Okay. Now we see the other one, which is अगला वाला देखें, combination. Now the third combination, rat plus minus erat. अब देखो, see, rat is a good boy, erat is a bad boy. A good boy and bad boy can never give you a good boy, bad ही होएगा वो. ये क्या होगा? ये erat होगा. और इसको दीपांशु तू तो कभी भूल ही नहीं सकता है. देख कितना तुझे जाना पहचाना लग रहा है ये नंबर्स. irrational है ना? रैट और इरैट, गुड बॉय बैड बॉय. गुड तो हो ही नहीं सकता है, बैड ही होएगा. क्लियर है? अच्छा, दूसरा वाला क्या हो गया? फोर्थ कॉम्बिनेशन हो गया रैट इंटू इरैट. इंटू मतलब मन में डिवाइड इज ऑल्सो टेकन केयर ऑफ, बिकॉज डिवाइड इज when you are multiplying the reciprocal. Good boy and bad boy. Good can never be there. ये इरैट ही देगा हमें. जरा एग्जांपल्स देख लेते हैं. 2 into root 3 ये हमें देता है 2 root 3. 2 into 1 by root 3 ये भी हमें देगा 2 by root 3. Vaibhav will do some rationalization to prove that no sir you are wrong, but still Vaibhav will only be wrong. It's still irrational. Yes or no? 0 into, that's one specific case. 0 is a rational. If with this you multiply anything, then you get, very nice, then you get a rational. Otherwise no. ये क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में जब करोगे ना, कभी भी इसको ना याद करने की कोशिश मत करो. इफ यू आर फॉलोइंग शॉर्ट ऑफ टाइम, टेक वन एग्जांपल. डू यू हैव स्टॉक में रैशनल नंबर है 2, स्टॉक में रैशनल नंबर 0 भी रैशनल नंबर है. हमेशा 0 से टेस्ट करो. व्हाट इज ट्रू फॉर एवरीथिंग शुड बी ट्रू फॉर 0. जैसे इसको टेस्ट करना था एग्जाम में, तुमने ये 2 टेस्ट मार के लिख दिया, गड़बड़ हो गया. ये क्वेश्चन कैसे आएगा? रैशनल, like she has prompted something, now it makes my devil mind think into a question. The question is rational into irrational always gives irrational. That's the question. So you think that sir used to say good boy bad boy hamesha bad. Forget rational into irrational. They said na, take the rational ka first example should be 0 and take a irrational number root 3. What is the answer coming? 0. And what is 0? 0 is a rational number. Ayya sir, false statement. अच्छा, इसको और भी घुमाया जा सकता है. You know how to do true or false? When you're in primary section, the true or false will be like this. Santa Claus comes during Christmas. Now when you grow up, Santa Claus does not come when the period is not Christmas. So see, now they're trying to twist you double and double. So ये question अभी कैसे पूछेंगे आपको? A rational into irrational is not a irrational number on every particular occasion. हो गया. That's how. See, the competition is so, we got so many kids. We want you to fail. It's like police checking. Sir, मेरे सारे papers हैं गाड़ी में. Absolutely fine, no black glass. फिर भी fine तो करना है. I'm sitting whole day. I have to go to my boss and say, you mean to say there was no non-compliance of traffic? अच्छा, आप जरा ब्रेक दबाइए तो. And I go back and I see एक साइड का रेड लाइट जलता है, एक साइड नहीं जल रहा है. Last night one bulb fused up. Fine. हैजर्ड है ना. ब्लिंकिंग लाइट्स ऑन कीजिए, एक नहीं जल रहा है. फाइन, क्या करूं, मजबूरी है. ठीक है. ऑपरेशन ऑन रैशनल. अच्छा, आफ्टर दैट यू गेट अनदर क्वेश्चन व्हिच इज when maybe a 2 mark question to you, but I don't think it will be 2 mark. It will be a part of a 3 mark, which is rationalize the denominator. Rationalize the denominator. And then see, we will take time. We will take another class. Which one? I will do that. Sorry, I missed that. So rationalize the denominator. Okay, leave it. Let me first do that. He's correct. Okay. Thank you. So there is 4th, there is 5th. Ira into ira. Ira into ira भगवान भी आ सकता है, भूत भी आ सकता है. नो, इरा कैन, इट कैन बी इरा, यस करेक्ट, और कैन बी रैश. √2 into √2 gives me 2, but √2 into √3 gives me √6. Perfect. So then we go to rationalize the denominator. Now in rationalizing the denominator, we will take one more class. Okay, in next class we will dedicate next class to doubts. ये एक हफ्ता आप नहीं करेगा पीछे चला जाएगा. मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूं, एक बार लाइफ में सीरियस बनो. एक बार ये 3 महीना मुझे दे दो. होल ईयर यू लाइक मी, डिसलाइक मी, हेट मी, गिव दिस 3 months for my selfish reason that if you do good, your words spread to others and I get more kids next year. I'm saying for my selfish reason. I'm very selfish. Do good. ये 3 महीना मुझे दे दो. जैसे ही तुम्हारे 3 महीने होंगे तुम्हारे अपने आप रिजल्ट बनेंगे. देखो, विन विन सिचुएशन, एकदम सीधा सेठ जी जैसा हिसाब. You get good marks. Are your parents happy? Yes. If you are boyfriend girlfriend, then you also have factor. Yes, yes. In the, do teachers like you? Teacher's pet, is that you? Yes, yes, yes. Right? Relatives like you? Yes, yes, yes. Some jealousy somewhere? Maybe, maybe, maybe. Now look at me. Does my name come out? Yes, yes, yes. Do I get students next year? Students बढ़ना बड़ी बात नहीं है. That yes, he teaches और result अच्छा. Yes, yes, yes. दोनों को फायदा है. तो ब्रिटिश की तरह बनो, नवाब बंगाल, आप हमको शिप लाने दीजिए, हम बिजनेस करता आपके यहाँ पे. जितना आपका फ्लरिशिंग होगा उतना क्वीन आपके ऊपर हैप्पी होता. राइट? अरे तुम स्कोर नहीं किया, मेरा क्या है, फिर भी कोई ना कोई एक बच्चा आ जाएगा. तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम ज्यादा है. नाउ आई एम बीइंग सेल्फिश. सी, आई एम बीइंग अ क्रूक. इफ यू डोंट स्कोर doesn't mean that my volumes will die down so badly. People will still come. You know one thing, rule in life, right? A person after his earnings never misses on 2 things, 3 things: the rent of the house, the medicine, and the education of the kids. So education is a very safe sector, whether it is COVID or what. मेरे पास कुछ ना कुछ बच्चे आएंगे, पर मैं खुश नहीं रहूंगा that my last batch did not do good. But you, it will be all problems. घर में गाली, दोस्तों से ये, गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड लुक डाउन अपॉन, टीचर्स की गाली, रिश्तेदारों में कुछ को खुशी कुछ को दुखी, एंड अपने आप यू आर ऑलवेज दुखी. हु इज अ बिगर लूजर? यू. One is simple: be in touch or be left out. आइए हमारे ट्रेन को पकड़िए. So let's see some rationalizing the denominator cases. Let's say somebody gives me a number, okay, from the very, very basics. Say if it is 2 upon √3, rationalize means whatever is the denominator you multiply. Means rationalize, the denominator should become a rational number. ऊपर whatever jing bang is there, we don't bother about. Rationalize the denominator. अगर ये नंबर ऐसा होता 2 by √3 minus 1, तब हम क्या करते हैं, कॉन्जुगेट से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं. √3 plus 1, √3 plus 1. सर ऐसा क्यों करते हैं? ऐसा इसलिए करते हैं क्योंकि ये है a plus b into a minus b, and this format will come as √3 square minus 1 square. Ultimately it will be 3 minus 1. Ultimately it will be 2, which makes it a rational number. समझ में आया? अगर ये नंबर आपको ऐसे कोई दे दे 1 minus √3, तो भी आप क्या करेंगे, आप इसको करेंगे 1 plus √3 और 1 plus √3 के साथ. समझ में आया? अगर ये नंबर कोई आपको ऐसे दे दे 2 by -1 minus √3, अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा बुद्धि लगाइए. व्हाट इज द बुद्धि? यू मेक इट -2 by 1 plus √3. After that, still if you make mistake, windows are always open. Is there any other type? Okay, let's see one more type. Let's say we get a type which is 2 by √2 plus √3. Then what do we multiply with? √2 minus √3, √2 minus √3. समझ में आया? हाँ बोलो. हाँ 3 terms ले लेता. कौन से बनेगा? Then you have to group 2 terms. Group 2 terms and group 2 terms देखिए थोड़ा सा लंबा होगा problem. Okay, we can have that. Why not? You can have a number like 4 by, अच्छा देखो कैसा नंबर हो सकता है, 4 by 2 plus 3 plus √3. ये तो बेवकूफी वाला नंबर हो गया, क्योंकि ये नंबर क्या हो जाएगा 4 by 5 plus √3. ऐसा नंबर का टेंशन नहीं है. टेंशन किसमें है? देखो टेंशन इसमें है. 2 plus √2 plus √3 एट आंसर वाला नंबर है। तो इसमें आप क्या करो, ये ले। और प्रॉब्लम को छोटा करने के लिए व्हाट यू डू, यू ऑलवेज टेक एज √2 plus √3 लेट दिस बी इक्वल टू b। बार बार ये लिखने से अच्छा है a plus b and then whenever putting the formula that time you bring the value back, the calculation becomes easy.
Sir, isn't there one more type of question that is like √3 plus √2 to the whole root? I mean 3 plus √2 to the whole root.
3 plus √2 to the power whole, ऐसा है। So in that case you have to first remove this root, then you have to take out the next root. You will get 1 or 2 questions in the book. A plus b whole square जैसे है, but that's why I'm saying let's now first see our topics, then we'll get into all questions. Even I have got my laptop, if time permits the question paper is with me, but what I suggest is this week you do and come with your questions marked. And again, if anyone is philosophizing in this week, give job to your fellow mates. Don't let that Vaibhav roam around with his cousin. काम दो उसको, hey can you solve it, hey can you solve it, flood that, use your resources. नहीं हो पा रहा है ना, give it to somebody. And somebody, if you others, I'm saying, have competition amongst you. If you see a question which has popped up, like yesterday he popped up a question, right now your mentality is what, you know, oh this is a communication between sir and Vaibhav. You take this opportunity to, I'm saying something wrong but let me speak, to demean him as quickly as possible, solve that question. Hey Vaibhav, this was so easy. बेइज्जत करो उसको, वो बेइज्जती वो याद रखेगा और जब तुम नहीं करोगे ना वो करेगा. This is good competition. That does not mean on the roads when you all meet, I don't look at him. But whenever a question comes now, what you all are doing, you all are feeling that it is me and Vaibhav's question. No. Or this fellow Angad puts a lot of questions, it's me and him. No, it's not him. ये उठाते ही इसको चांस लो, इसको उठाया ना, then again I'm saying don't take it otherwise. नहीं, the moment I write somebody will pounce upon, let them pounce upon. हम कितने हैं यहाँ पे, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 और एक हमारा महाराज है, तो कितना है 8 of us. 8 of us में क्या बेइज्जती हुआ भी तो होने दे, but 8 of you it's like you know महाभारत ना, 5 Pandav, 100 Kaurav. If an external power invades you ना, please become 105. बीच में लड़ते रहो, कोई बात नहीं. That should be all. You know, whenever there is, what countries do, whenever there is a country like India, we are not like Germany or something that we have one nation, one language. We have so many states, state feeling might come up. You know, the best way to unite is what? Organize a cricket match. अब इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैच करा दो. कल तक जो हम लोग लड़ रहे थे ना, मैं बंगाली तू राजस्थानी, सब अभी इंडिया सब. Make some skirmishes in the border. ऐसे ही कुछ उत्पड़ा. And then you see the whole nation. Sometimes war brings unity. Exam, आपका वही चीज होना चाहिए. You should be united in a manner and good purpose. So anyone pops a question, कर दो. Hey Vaibhav, and करके like when I do a question, नीचे एक ऐसा बना दो. This is like the score is 1 love. बस. और नेक्स्ट वाला तुम करने से तुम करके दे देना 1 और simple. ठीक है, चलें आगे. So we'll see these questions. Vaibhav, there will be a lot of these types. Let me finish up. Rationalize. Okay, the next comes plot on number line. Now I'm coming to that. Plot on number line. Okay, plot on number line. Any number. फटाफट इसका proof और ये देख लेते हैं. So plot on number line any number. Let's say we get a number, say plot root x. Any root of any number, root x plot करना है हमें. Okay, how to plot that number? First just see the procedure and then we'll do it. So first you just make a line which is equal to x. Okay, so we first make a line, say this is a and this is b. We make it which is equal to x. ये बिल्कुल x के बराबर करते हैं. उसके बाद ab को हम क्या करेंगे, ab को हम extend करेंगे with 1. Okay, we'll extend it by another thing and this is say c and this value is 1. Okay, इसको 1 ले लेते हैं and then bisect this line. Then we bisect this line. So let's say my bisector is somewhere here. My bisector is somewhere here. This is my bisector. you bisect this line, and once you have bisected it, okay, you get your center of the circle OA. Now with radius as OA, draw the semicircle. ऐसा आपका semicircle आ गया. And at B you draw one perpendicular. Okay, at B we will draw one perpendicular, which is like this, and this particular length will be, this length will be root of x. Now with this, if you draw a circle, wherever it goes and hits, this portion will be root x. Now we'll see how this, how the proof of this also happens. Okay, इसका proof देख लेते हैं फटाफट ये ऐसा होता क्यों. Have you understood how to draw? First you make x, then 1, then bisect that whole x plus 1. If you bisect the whole x plus 1, इसके बाद semicircle हो गया. Semicircle में यहाँ से perpendicular draw कीजिए, जहां काटा that much is your new radius, root x, and that can be plotted. Plot करने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती है. In fact, this part is not required. Why are you drawing? You just show this part is root x और यहाँ से काट देने से आपका वैल्यू आ जाता है root of x. ठीक है. Now how it is root of x एक बार देखते हैं. आइए. So what we do, we concentrate on this particular triangle. Let's look at this particular triangle. Okay, this particular triangle, and let's name this as, let me name this as say D. हमें क्या चाहिए? We all need to find out the value of what? We need to find out the value of basically BD का value चाहिए. You have to prove that BD is equal to root x, right? So if you see a right angle triangle, the players will be OB and the players will be OD in triangle OBD, right? OBD is right angle triangle. The players are OB, BD and OD. Now let's look at, let's see. Can you tell me what is AC equal to? AC is equal to x plus 1. Then what is OC equal to? OC is equal to x plus 1 divided by 2. ठीक है, ये पूरा x plus 1 है, x plus 1 divided by 2. क्या यही OA नहीं है? सर यही OA है. क्या यही OD नहीं है? सर यही OD है. तो OD का वैल्यू तो हमको मिल गया. Have you? हाँ? No, not OD. OD. OC. Oh, sorry. 1 minute. Huh? 1 minute. गलत लिख दिया. 1 minute. Okay. So OA is equal to OC. Okay. OA is equal to OC. So we have already got this value, right? And it is also the radius, ना? तो ये OD के बराबर भी तो होगा. ठीक तो है. ये radius है ना? Is a radius. Clear? So OD का वैल्यू तो हमें मिल गया. ठीक है. सुनते जाओ. हम डिस्टर्ब करते हो. ये वैल्यू मिल गया. Now look at the value of OB. OB का वैल्यू देखते हैं. बेटा यहां से यहां कितना है? X. यहां से यहां कितना है? X plus 1 by 2. यही गलती करते हो. This is X. The whole thing is X plus 1 ना. So this is X plus 1 by 2. So can you tell me what is the value of OB? OB will be X plus 1 by 2 minus X. So it becomes how much? Minus 1, sorry. 1 minute. 1 minute. You want OB. This value is how much? X plus 1. And this value is how much?
X plus 1 by 2.
This value is x plus 1 by 2 and this value is x. So OB का value कितना हो जाएगा? X minus x plus 1 by 2. Now just see whether this is correct or not. X से निकाल दोगे x मान, x minus this. ठीक है, clear? इसको करो, करने से 2x minus x. 2x minus x is how much? X minus 1 by 2. ये वैल्यू आ गया. OD का वैल्यू आ गया आपके पास. OD का वैल्यू ये है. Now apply Pythagoras theorem. What does Pythagoras theorem tell me? Pythagoras theorem tells me that BD should be equal to, BD square should be equal to what square? Hypotenuse square. Hypotenuse is how much? X plus 1 by 2 whole square minus x minus 1 by 2 whole square. So whole square करेंगे. This is 4. So this becomes x square plus 2x plus 1 minus x square plus 2x and minus 1 means plus 1 means minus 1. So what do we get? 2x and 2x cancels each other. Okay. And कुछ गड़बड़ी हो गया. What is the गड़बड़ी? I don't know why my brain nowadays. You can take it as a square minus b square. Yes. 1 minute. Huh? Let me clean this up a bit. Actually, continuous इतना देर बक करते रहने से भी चला जाता है concentration. Okay, right. Let it be here. Okay. So let's find it. It's x. OD का वैल्यू कितना है? X plus 1 by 2. X plus 1 by 2 whole square minus x minus 1 by 2 whole square. So it will be a plus b into a minus b. Remember, children, this is bd square. Okay, this is bd square. So x plus 1 by 2 plus x minus 1 by 2. Yeah, that will be x. Yeah, and then x plus 1 by 2 minus x.
That will be 1
plus 1 by 2. It becomes like this. So what do we get here? This and this cancels. So 2x by 2, which is x. And what do we get here?
2 by 2.
2 by 2, which is equal to 1. Yes or no? So we get bd square is equal to x. That means bd should be equal to root of x. ये आपको कोई नहीं पूछेगा. Maximum आपको अगर draw करने दिया, but this question doesn't come. Doesn't come. But please see it and go for your pre-boards, because in pre-boards they try to take pleasure out of you. तो उसमें ले सकता है. ठीक है, तो ये भी हो गया. And then finally after this we come to exponents. Now in exponents some problems may be simplified. One problem type may be simplified. Rules should be known. Rules लिख लेंगे एक बार. और एक प्रॉब्लम आपका हो सकता है find x. Find x and x will be lying on the exponent. So this is Maganlal equal to Maganlal type problem. Bases are equal. Oh, आपको ये नहीं, grade 8 का फॉर्मूला है. Bases are equal, then exponents must be equal. Do not go overboard on complexity of these problems. You'll be losing time. Again, I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that textbook is the best to solve. Did you understand? ये वाले problems कैसे हैं? ये वाले problem कुछ ऐसे होंगे दीपांशु. 2 to the power x equal to 8. ये अगर आपको बहुत प्यार करता है स्कूल, तो आप क्या लिखेंगे? 2 to the power x is equal to 2 to the power 3. Since Maganlal equal to Maganlal, Chhaganlal should be equal to Chhaganlal. Bases are equal, therefore exponents must be equal. You should write this statement. My grade 8s, they know this. They use this formula. Maganlal equal to Maganlal, sir. So Chhaganlal equal to Chhaganlal. Huh? Last year you did this, but this year you may get it a little bit more in a complex manner. This is for Dipanshu. प्यारा सा नन्हा सा. अच्छा कुछ लॉस लिख लेते हैं. चलो. X to the power m into x to the power n is equal to x to the power पीटूंगा पकड़ के ना mn. यही मैं उल्टा लटकाएंगे तब समझ में आएगा तुमको. mn x to the power n is equal to x to the power m minus n. X to the power m whole to the power n is equal to x to the power mn. X to the power minus 1 is 1 by x to the power, or minus m is 1 by x to the power m. और क्या है? x to the power 0 is equal to 1. और क्या है? Okay.
Power of n multiplied by n to the power of n.
अच्छा, दूसरा क्या होता है? एक हमारे पास है x to the power nth root of x is x to the power 1 by n. हाँ, और क्या छूटा बेटा? बोलो अंगद.
Multiplied by n to the power of n. Exponent is same.
हाँ, गुड. वो कुछ ऐसे लिखते हैं हम. ab to the power m is equal to a to the power m into b to the power m. ये भी लिख सकते ऐसे ही. ठीक है. अरे ये जानते हो x to the power 0 1 कैसे हुआ? नो सर। अच्छा इसको ऐसे लिख सकते हैं x टू द पावर m माइनस m, ऐसे लिख सकते हैं इसको। m माइनस m मतलब 0 हुआ ना। अच्छा तो इसको ऐसा लिख सकते हैं, इसको ऐसा लिख सकते हैं। तो इसको ये काटने से भैया 1 नहीं होता है का, वहीं से आता है। समझ में आया?
Yes.
y x टू द पावर 0 इज इक्वल टू 1 हमारे